I'm all excited. Cumbria Wool Gathering is coming up, and when we go to Cumbria Wool Gathering, I get to play with Weaver's Bazaar yarns on my rigid heddle loom, so that I've got a demonstration loom ready for Cumbria Wool Gathering. Did you know that we do Jamboree bags? Jamboree bags are the beginning of cones, the end of cones, the bits of yarn that aren't on a tube. They're in a small ball, they're leftover bits of the processing that we do, and our delightful Emma, who is an incredible colourist, puts together colours in the Jamboree bags. And we do Jamboree bags and we do Jamboree boxes, depending on how spoilt you feel like spoiling yourself. So I asked Emma to put together a bag, a Jamboree bag for me. I've not been in it, I've not seen it. She's put this together. Let's see what there is. I'm going to open it up, find the colours, and then I'm going to put them in a sort of running order for how I could use them in a warp. Ooh, all exciting. Ooh, for Kate. Look at that, that's for me, not you, me. And let's have a look at what I've got. All empty. See what I've got. Ooh, now we had to use the mediums because that's what I can do on my rigid heddle with my 12.5 dent reed. So I've got my colours here. Very interesting colours, Emma, thank you. I've got some warms. I've got a complementary contrast. I've got a light in there as a highlight. I've got a dark going deep. Ooh, let's have a look at how I might put a warp together. I think those play nicely together in, they sort of flow like that. I actually really quite like that. And that could come in again. But I really like that, splitting those two. That's really interesting. Do I want to, how do I want to use that? Don't know yet. I actually like that green with this. What's this ruby? Always ruby, ruby 5. I love ruby 5. So let's take this Savoy green, and I think that that plays nicely with the ruby 5. And they're tonally similar. They are complements. So I think that that as a little edging between those will be really nice. I can play with that with a sort of minuscule stripe going on, but still keep those running together. This one I'm struggling with, having this dark grey in here. Oh, I like it with the rust. So again, maybe I could play in the rust with that, which means I could play in with this. What's this? Ruby 6. Oh, we're going rubies. So the sunburst as a yellow is really good with the ruby, because the ruby is an orangey red and the sunburst is orangey yellow. So that's going to really play nicely in there. And what have we got here? Cinnabar again, which is in the orange range. So I think that that could be quite interesting to sort of play with these going on. I think maybe that one could play as a stripe to break up the others. It could be in a larger proportion. We'll have to have a play. So that's how I sort of start off with pulling out a Jamboree bag and looking at how I'm going to play and work with them as a warp. So I'm looking for relationships. I think that's really lovely. It's quite tranquil. It'll be calm. That'll be quite busy. There'll be some busyness here going on with this. But that, again, that's quite calm. I'm really quite liking that as well. So I'm going to start putting a warp onto my rigid heddle loom and see how I can play with it. So when I've got the warp done, I'll show it to you. I've made the warp, and very colourful, bringing in the pops of yellow, which I really like, using the green and the Ruby 5 to vibrate in the middle, softness of the cinnabar and the grey just on the edge, and again I use the cinnabar, the grey and the darker ruby over here, but bringing in some of the yellow as well. So it has a stripy feel about it. There was a lot of contrast in this, so I felt that I needed to be quite stripy with it. A lot of double threads, so that'll be interesting as single lines when I weave it. See what happens when we put the weft across. That'll calm it down. I'm thinking that the cinnabar and the two rubies will dominate the weft, calm everything else down, but maybe there will be the odd pick coming across, but I might leave it just as a stripe in the accent